What's up, guys? It's the NW channel. I'm your host, Benoit. So, today I'm going to review a game for my friend Patriot of NW. It's on Strat MME, so it's the 1 versus 1 ladder template. So, if we check their picks, it's Patriot versus Orinoco Flows from GG. So we can see Orinoco no Flows. I don't like much his picks in Asia because I feel that the pick in Thailand clearly was better than the pick in Indonesia. And he had some weird picks. If we check, Tajikistan is a counter to Southeast Asia. So I'm not really sure what was his plan here, because if he would have lost Thailand, he could have been in a very bad situation. And his fourth, I guess, is a good place. It's a 3-4-4, and of course the two picks in Africa. If we check the map, what he left out Scandinavian Peninsula, which was a good place considering Greenland is really protected by Quebec, that is a 10 wasteland, and West Russia was still doable. So I I really don't understand his picks, because West Russia was actually better than Caucasus. You can have triple border by going to Moscow and UFA. So that was for Orinoco Flow. And Patriot, well, I like his first pick here in Antarctica, because it was quite safe considering South America was bad and South Africa is usually always bad, and taking Antarctica allows you to see automatically Australia. And here we can see his mistake is in Algeria, because it's a 3-4-5, which is not an efficient bonus. I can see that he wanted to counter an eventual West Africa and East Africa, but if we want to counter like that, usually it's better to have your 1-2 elsewhere, like he did Antarctica and let's say Russia. Even though Russia wasn't that great on this one, it was decent. He should have taken like Chad on third, fourth Ethiopia, and on fifth he should have gone to Algeria, I think, or even in Angola. So yeah, third was really too high to pick that place, uh, especially when he didn't knew for sure if the other guy picked in the 2+4s of Africa. Picking in Africa on this distribution was a very good idea, because it's wasteland free and South America is double wastelanded, and you have Europe that is wastelanded. So it was very strong Africa on this one. Personally, I think it could have even be worth a double pick in the +4s, like West Africa and East Africa. So if we check what happened, so Orinoco Flow got lucky here in Asia, I think, because he got all three of his first three picks, because Patriot didn't like picked in that region. But we can see he's not in a great position. But the pick that really hurts Patriot is this one, Algeria. Again, 3-4-5, it's not an efficient bonus. Um, objectively, even with that 3-4-5, he still has a better position, I think. Although the fact that he didn't pick high enough, like Scandinavia and West Russia, and that Caucasus is Orinoco Flaws, well, it will allow Orino to really expand easier in Russia and Scandinavia and eventually Greenland if he needs. Um, and yeah, I think the best strategy here would have been like Antarctica and Scandinavian Peninsula and something in the +4s of Africa. That would have been the best. So if we check what happened, let's say we jump 2 turns. So Orino here takes Southeast Asia and he got also Indonesia. And here it's a big mistake going with 5 in Siple because there was no way they were in South America with 2 wastelands of +10s. So that was a mistake from Patriot. I can see what he wanted. He wanted to prevent to be countered, but let's be honest, like who would have picked Brazil on this distribution? And it's not like you could get to Antarctica from Central America or East US, considering the wastelands in Colombia or Venezuela. So that was a mistake here from Patriot. We can see that he's down on income, but that shouldn't have happened. If he would have taken 2+3s, he would have had 11 income, and Orinoco Flow would have had 12, so it would have been much closer. If we check what happens afterwards, well, it's 12-11, but again, it's the 3-4-5 that really hurts Patriot, and here he has too much to transfer back from Seaplay to South Pole. So now we can see 16-12, the incomes. Orinoco Flow is assuming Patriot is in Antarctica, which is a good assumption because not a lot of places were that great except Asia, Africa, and the Americas were really damaged. Um, although Central America and East US could have been useful for some one of them. Like one pick in Central America could have been good because afterwards you can just invade East US from Cuba and have a very safe income there, but no one took it. So on turn 5 we can see the incomes are 17, 16. Patriot here does a very good thing. He goes here in Hawaii and he goes here in Tomsk. So that's 2 good places to go. The problem here is he's going to, well, since he had a lot of leftovers, considering he was scared to be countered from South America, which we kind of dismissed the possibility. He had too much leftovers, so he's expanding 2 bonuses right now, West Africa and South Africa, which usually is not a very good thing to do. You don't want to overexpand yourself, particularly when the territories that are in distribution are 4 neutrals. It takes more time to take the bonuses, so that was a mistake from him. We can see that Orino Even though I didn't like his picks much, he goes for the right places. Like here he went very hard. If we go back turn 4, he went pretty hard here on UFA because he was thinking maybe the guy started in Scandinavian Peninsula. Um, and we can see he's doing the same thing here, going to Moscow with a lot, which is it's a good thing, and keep going with a lot towards Antarctica. So turn 6, um, it's a very good thing that he broke here in Caucasus. But I think what he should have done is he should have blockaded Japan, because when Japan would have been blocked, and if he would have also entered the +5 of Caucasus, then his +5 here of East Russia would have been very secure, because he would have been in Tomsk and he would have blockaded Japan, and no one could fuck him up from North America. So that's that would have required more planification ahead, but I think it would have been a very good thing. We can see that he will probably lose Antarctica. It's going to be very hard for him to maintain it. Although, if we check what happens, I think you see here what I said for Japan. If it would have been blockade, he wouldn't have been forced to put a lot there, and he could have probably kept Antarctica. Um, so here we have a 21 blockade, which is it's kind of, it's still a lot, but it's not that much, but it's still like 6 at least, 6 troops for that kind of blockade, because it's by 3.14%, something like that. We can see here that now Orinoco Flow will have an advantage, because he will be able to do Australia pretty easily, and he entered Antarctica. And we can see that here you can still either claim back Caucasus or really put pressure on East Russia. So let's see what happens. So here, I guess it was both played quite defensively. If we check Antarctica here, he deploys but he doesn't attack, which kind of makes sense. But here he really played it very defensively. I didn't check the cards that he had at that point, but if he would have had a order delay card, that would have been very nice to use an order delay card and try to attack back Hawaii. Because if we check this situation now, it's 21 for Orino, it's at 17 for Patriot, and like Patriot has only 2 places here to expand, and that's about it. But Orinoco Flow can possibly go to Scandinavia and Greenland, and we can put a lot of pressure here in Antarctica and try to claim it back and go to Africa. Let's see what happens afterwards. Maybe I'll go for 2 more turns. So this is very damaging for Patriot to lose Japan. It, like I said before, if it would have been blockaded, it would have been very nice. But we can see that he gained back some momentum, 20 to 17. It's just that his +5 is really condemned now. And he blockaded Tomsk, which helped him a lot. Well, it didn't help him, sorry. Like, it helped him to maintain a bit East Russia, preventing Caucasus to invade him from that place. But like I will reiterate, it would have been a very nicer thing to blockade Japan. Um, at this point, uh, he has a very huge stack here, Orinoco Flow in Japan. It's not lost yet for Patriot, but it's going to be hard for him. He tries to reclaim here Antarctica, and he tried to go here for the a bit obvious attack on Pakistan. When such a situation happens, sometimes it could be better to just go try to flank and go Xinjiang and go Tibet. But we can see that he got screwed by a order delay card, like we can see here. So that was a thing to check. You have to use your cards, otherwise you might get screwed. This is a very important blockade here for Orinoco Flows. He blocks Scott, so that really isolates Australia and Indonesia. Um, so all his income is really safe right now. Patriot's income though is safe in Africa for now. The only problem is he's dealing with a lot here to handle in East Russia. So if we advance, so the game isn't determined yet. So now he loses. Let's see how he loses. Uh, so here he had two positions, but he had really a issue dealing with East Russia at this point. So maybe we could have done some things differently, but it was not easy to predict on this one. The fact that he loses West Russia really hurts him. Now he does Africa, but it's a bit too late. It's 26-19 now, and he got kicked out of Caucasus. So yeah, at this point there's no way he can do this. If we advance a bit the turns, we can see that now it's impossible for him to go there. And as I said before, the fact that no one was in Scandinavia, West Russia, or that region, the guy that was the closest, which was Orinoco Flow, he had the possibility to really expand in that place. As we can see, he was about to do Greenland. So all that region was neglected, and it was a good region to pick in. I think also Central America was a good place to have maybe a safe pick there. Although my preferences was clearly Africa. Africa would have been very nice to be picked in the +4s, not the +3s, because the +3s are not efficient. And I didn't like both the both of the picks. I didn't like them. I think they were too risky for nothing, and letting Scandinavia open like that, I don't I don't know. I feel it was a very bad decision. And taking in Indonesia as first pick, I really don't understand it. Maybe you wanted to prevent Australia, maybe because it was clearly better Thailand over Indonesia, but even Thailand wasn't great. I guess Caucasus made some sense, but it's still 1, 2, 3 turns to make it. Uh, Antarctica, I like that place. East Russia, I think it was decent, but this North Africa pick was really a bad place to pick in. I think that if Patriot would have taken Scandinavia instead of instead maybe of North Africa, I think it would have helped him a great deal because he could have taken Scandinavia, Greenland, go here in Moscow, and then UFA have a triple border, just enter Asia and go down, while he could have taken maybe East Russia and go down also. The problem with this game is none of them had intel on neither of the parties involved had intel on the other. So so yeah, that's what that was my analysis of this one versus one ladder template. I hope it helped you and have a nice day.